What am I gonna do to you today? I think we've been roommates for a while. Probably in college. Now, I probably didn't look like this when I first moved in with you in the dorms. It's probably more like you. Scraggly, a little scrawny, couldn't really grow a beard. Certainly still had a full head of hair. We got along pretty well. We had most of the same interests. They try to match kids together pretty well these days. But after school had been in session for a couple months, I told you that I got an invitation to join a gym that was downtown, in one of the cedar areas of the city, down by the docks. And you thought that was a little odd since I didn't really seem like the weightlifting type. But you didn't give it much of a thought because we were in midterms and you had more important things to worry about. Wow. I wasn't around the room a whole lot for a few weeks. I would come in, usually looking a little haggard, sweaty, smelling. It was annoying, but whatever. What were you gonna do, right? Just a roommate. It's only for a year. Well, winter term rolled around, came back from the holidays, and you knew that I had stuck around in town even though my family lived across the city, and when I showed back up at the dorm, you were looking at this. Big beard, balding, looked like I'd aged up about 10 years or so. Now, most everyone thought this was normal, or at least explainable, or they just didn't care, but, well, you had to live with me, didn't you? It's a different thing when you gotta navigate around all of my protein powders and walk in on me in one of my singlets like this, my computer jacking off to some gay porn. I'd never known I was gay, of course, but, well, from all the hints I've been dropping, let's just say that not only was I gay, but I seemed to be a little interested in you. You, of course, have no such interest. But that's okay. Jim I'd been going to taught me a few tricks, you see? And we were in pretty close quarters. It wasn't long before the musk seemed to grow a little more intense when you get back from class. You'd have these moments where you almost felt like you'd snap out of a dream, sitting at your computer, and I'd be across the room sleeping, watching TV or something innocuous. But you look at the clock and you'd lost an hour, 2 hours maybe. You were getting hungrier, of all things. It seemed like the only way you could really escape me in the room was to go to the dining hall. And every time you were there, you just seemed to stuff your fucking face, every time. Desserts especially, you loved your sweets, loved your fats. Now, I offered to have you come to the gym with me, but you kept refusing. So, what choice did I have? Just to let you grow bigger. Now, you'd always been a little bit pudgy, but after a month, you were packing on an extra 50 pounds. And clothes were fitting. You couldn't seem to explain it, and you couldn't seem to explain why you were so fucking turned on by it either. Especially when I was rubbing you down. Yeah, you warmed up to me a little bit. Didn't seem to be blacking out as much anymore. Mostly because I didn't need to. You were more than happy to crawl on over, oinking and squealing when you got back from class, shoving that face of yours right here, my fucking crotch, rubbing it up against one of my singlets, smelling my unwashed funk, sucking it all down. Eating out in my nasty pits. These were your favorites. More than once I got you to come hands-free just from my stink alone. Needless to say, when summer rolled around, you weren't doing so good in college. I couldn't blame you. I'd sucked your brain a little dry. Didn't really mean to, but, well, it kind of happened to me too. It's just sort of a side effect. Neither of us were really bright enough for college, and you were more than happy to drop out with me, weren't you? Of course you were. Well, we found ourselves another little apartment down by the docks. Same place where a lot of other guys that go to the gym that I do hang around. You found yourself a job, slinging fast food. I do odd jobs here and there. Turn a few tricks. Mostly I'm just interested in gangs at this point. But you don't care. As long as I come home reeking like musk so that you can sniff me all night long, coming over and over into that greasy fat pat of yours, you don't really care now, do you? You're just happy as a pig. My pig.